It's your boy Trailless Man here from T Pro. You've been trying to figure out why your mix doesn't sound good. Here's the reason why. I use several speakers. I have some 5-inch PreSonus Eris 5s, some Event TR8s, and then I have a power amp, a PV power amp with some 3-way speakers, which has like a 12-inch woofer and some smaller speakers, like a 5-inch and like a 2-inch with a porthole. So, but those aren't really the key ingredients to getting a good mix. I stopped EQing and mixing on headphones. When it's late at night, sometimes I don't want to wake up my family, my wife, kid. Then I will actually use headphones to do like processing, adding effects, panning, stuff like that. But the actual EQing part is like surgery. So I've heard over time that people don't mix with subwoofers. They think that an 8-inch speaker is enough. I personally disagree. I have a 12-inch alto speaker. I'm sorry. I have a 12-inch alto subwoofer that I use within mixing. Here's the thing. I am a customer service manager at a Guitar Center. So I get a chance to hear a lot of different monitors and subwoofers, whether it's loudspeakers, studio monitors. Get a chance to have access to gear, so you kind of see and hear what things may sound like outside of what you read on the internet. I've had guys who are in this business, like engineers, part-time engineers, say that they don't mix with a subwoofer. Here's the problem. There are frequencies that you just can't hear on monitors. On a 5-inch monitor, you just can't hear it. On an 8-inch monitor, you can't hear it. Even the 12-inch monitors only go so far. Subwoofers are designed to recreate those frequencies at those levels that you can't hear on anything else. Here's a trick. When you were EQing vocals, things like that, it's not working out because of that. Let me show you. I'm gonna move this around just a little bit. All right, so let's move this just a little bit. All right, so I want to show you. Sorry. All right, so let me show you what I mean. Let's dive into this song that I've been working on, and I want to show you this is a snare. All right, let's pull this up. So I'm going to play this. I want to show you something. That snare, you can actually see here. So if I move, you can actually see here where that's actually moving there. If you'll look and watch it as it moves forward, you can kind of see it's actually cutting that out. So here's the problem with that. Those frequencies you can still see are actually coming through, because that band doesn't wipe all that out. In order to remove that, look, if you watch that, if you watch the band start to move back here. So watch it. So you can put this cutoff at 100 hertz here, but you still see it playing back here. There's some rumbling that takes place here that you can only hear with a sub. So let me explain. If this is the band here, if you were EQing, and this is the track, overall track, those frequencies that are happening here, if there's only a few things playing here, say a snare, vocal, few things playing here, the overall volume's amplified and you're fine. But when you have all this muddiness and you have frequencies that are playing here from a snare, or from this snare, it's a different one. When you have, let's go to this one. When you have frequencies, see that? When you have all that, and then let's do this. Infinity. We're going to go with a sub. Now you see how that overlays. Let's pull this one. I want to show you this. Let's go back. Let's move forward just a little bit. So you see this snare that's playing. This is the bass. This is the bass here. It's actually all the way up here into almost 5,000 kilohertz. That's playing here. This actually comes down and overlays here. So what's happening is, you got all this is happening here. Let's do this. Let's pull a kick drum. Let's go back. I'm gonna go back one more time. So this is a snare. Let me see what's playing here. This is the kick drum. Let's pull this up. Kick drum. And I haven't EQ'd it yet. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but I just want to show you where the bass, how it goes here, and how the kick is playing, and why it doesn't cut through like it's supposed to. Something I just want to show you. So that's the thing, man. Like, when you're mixing, and all the things you hear about, okay, I don't need a sub, it's actually incorrect. Because here's the part you got to consider and keep in mind, is that when you are looking at this and you're mixing with your eyes and you're looking at that, you see that they're overlaying, they're coming over each other. You see that. The problem is when you play that back and you listen to that, can you actually hear the difference? Because yes, you can sit and mix with your eyes. You can mix it, EQ it with your eyes if you want to. But the problem you're going to run into is when you're listening to that mix, am I losing the life from that mix? So when individuals tell you you don't need a subwoofer, that's actually incorrect. If you want your mix to be as good as possible, I get people come in all the time and say, hey, I can mix and sound just like the guys on the radio. If you don't have the gear that they have, you can't. I get guys that say, hey, I can buy this interface and do what this one does. You actually can't. The converters are different. I'm not gonna get into all that, but it's the misconception on what people say and all the things that we read on the internet, and we don't have hands-on experience. And when you don't have hands-on experience, it puts you in a position not to see it from a different perspective. When you have hands-on experience and someone tells you to do something specific, you can actually look at it and say, nah, that's not gonna work. I've tried that. It doesn't work that way. So again, the reason why your mix doesn't sound like commercial, songs is on the radio. The reason why it doesn't sound as good as possible is because you don't have all the proper tools to actually do the surgery and get the proper mix that you need to. So I suggest adding a subwoofer, and when you add the subwoofer, you'll be able to hear all those lower registers, things like that, so that you can roll those things off and get a good mix. The other thing too is get a monitor that recreates the upper registers like they're supposed to. There's a reason why I say that, and I say that because when you're EQing vocals and you want to make sure that you aren't tiring out the listener and determine if you need a de-esser on the vocal or not, if you can't hear it through the monitors, you can't EQ it out. You don't know where to put the de-esser at, or so things like that. Keep that in mind. Again, that's the reason why, man. Peace. It's been fun. Your boy Troy Ellis, man. T Pro.